So we're going to do a brief readout, pitches by the winners of our Innovation Challenge. And as a reminder, one of the big efforts we've got at the Easton Center is a cross-campus Innovation Challenge where we pair teams from Anderson, from Samueli, from Geffen, from a variety of schools to come up with a solution, a technology-based solution to a big societal problem. There are 3 tracks to the Innovation Challenge. One is healthcare, another one is sustainability, and a third one is generative AI. So the third one is kind of open across all sectors, but the use of generative AI. So what you're going to be doing is hearing the winner, one representative from each team that's going to do literally a 4 or 5 minute pitch, so you get a flavor of that. And I hope, number one, it'll be highly instructive about where some of the big solutions out there, but also we encourage you to think about forming your own teams. And one of the things that we just opened up the next registration period for this academic year's Innovation Challenge. There'll be an event, an Ideathon, on November 15th. You probably see some ads outside on that. That will start an effort to start pairing teams together. The Ideathon will go through how do you ideate. There's going to be a promptathon as part of that. So we're going to be using Copilot to come up with ideas for solutions and let the teams kind of run from there. So look out for the Innovation Challenge, look out for the entry, and then again, the Ideathon is the new effort. Special thank you to our Dean, Tony Bernardo, who provides capital for this. So we have $85,000 on the Innovation Challenge that we award that's non-dilutive for the teams to help them start, because many of them do want to continue on into actual ventures. So let me now introduce the first team. This is the winner of the healthcare track, GenoGuard, and have Ashley come on out.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Ashley Loureiro, and I present to you GenoGuard, where we use of gene therapy to revolutionize the treatment of age-related diseases. So before coming to UCLA, I was at the Buck Institute, which is the first independent biomedical research institute in the world focused solely on aging problems. I've worked on multiple diseases such as Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, fatty liver disease, menopause, and vascular dementia. However, our focus today is on our groundbreaking AAV platform technology designed to extend both lifespan and healthspan by targeting fundamental biological processes. So the challenge we face is profound. With the global aging population expected to double by 2050, age-related diseases like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and type 2 diabetes are significantly on the rise. In the US, this gap between health and lifespan is 10 years on average. These conditions not only degrade the quality of life, but also impose a tremendous economic burden on society. So our solution is a gene cocktail delivered via something called adeno-associated virus. It is a both safe and effective vector. This cocktail targets key cellular pathways involved in inflammation and energy balance, aiming to enhance cell protection and repair. We will deliver our gene cocktail to cells to protect your bodies from internal and external threats. So we plan to use AI algorithms to help tailor this gene therapy based on individual genetic profiles. So we find key drivers of the disease, predict and enhance our treatment's effectiveness. So by integrating AI, we'll enhance the modularity and flexibility of our treatment, enabling personalized medicine. So our approach isn't about fixing just one gene, like most gene therapies, but it enhances the functionality of many genes to produce this synergistic effect. So what sets GenoGuard apart is our platform's modularity and flexibility, allowing for treatments to be personalized based on the individual's genetic makeup. This is crucial as personalized medicine is the future of healthcare. So our initial focus will be on Parkinson's disease because of its high prevalence and its significant impact that we can make. Over 1 million people in the US are suffering from PD. Over 90,000 patients are diagnosed each year. The combined cost is $52 billion every year of this disease. It has terrible symptoms, leaving patients with a very little quality of life, and currently there is no cure. It's a disease with poor outcomes at a high cost. So our solution is to use AAV to deliver a combo of genes to the brain. AAVs are artificially manufactured viruses that can deliver any gene to a specific cell type. They balance both safety and efficacy. They don't trigger an severe immune response and have long-term effectiveness, even as a one-time treatment. We'll deliver to the spinal cord using a low dose to avoid immune response. This is an FDA-approved technology, with several companies already using these types of vectors. So in the competitive landscape, most treatments manage the symptoms rather than addressing the root cause of the disease. Our approach aims to change this paradigm by preventing progression at the molecular level. We believe the market is very huge. Our market strategy initially targets the North America market, focusing on Parkinson's disease, with a serviceable available market of $3.7 billion and rapidly expanding to other conditions. Our beachhead is patients in California who are willing to undergo surgical treatment and can fund their own treatment for the most part. In California, actually, reporting of Parkinson's disease patients is mandatory, so it is well-recorded and traceable population of patients. Looking ahead, our roadmap includes progressing from preclinical studies to FDA approval, digitalizing biomedical data, and leveraging AI to streamline the process. Upon successful phase 2 trials, we will seek strategic partnerships and consider funding options to scale our solution. Our vision is very expansive, a future where age does not dictate capability. I'd like to end by thanking the organizers of Tech and Society Conference, as well as the Cross-Campus Innovation Challenge. This platform has been invaluable, helping us to build an incredible team across this campus. Innovation Challenge has helped us gain insights from so many wonderful advisors, scientists, physicians, investors, which help us refine our vision. Thank you for your attention. At GenoGuard, we're not just treating diseases, we're extending healthspan, ensuring that each individual can enjoy a longer, healthier life. So together, let's redefine the boundaries of aging and health. Thank you.
Bring video, yeah. And they just did it. Great. Just want somebody to do this. Excellent. I'll give it to him. Good. So Ashley, thank you very much. Our second winner. So this is for the sustainability track. It was Blaze Power, and you're going to know the speaker here. It is Sagar.
Awesome. Thank you, Professor. Hey, all. Good to see some of you again. Most people talk about EVs, right? People keep saying that EVs are the future, clean energy is the future. People keep talking about sustainability. But what's stopping us from getting there? You know, what are some of the problems? Why are people not buying more EVs? If we take a look at the battery value chain in North America, you know, we have to go from raw materials downstream all the way in mines to application, the batteries that go into electric cars, which is upstream. The process that goes in between that, which is from step 2 to step 4, chemical process to cell manufacturing, this process is kind of broken within the United States. A lot of companies that we see, companies like LG, Panasonic, Gaussian, etc., that make the batteries for electric cars are not based out of US. So US has a big supply chain resilience on these companies. And North American battery manufacturing is facing 3 major challenges right now. Number 1, we have a supply chain dependence, primarily on high-risk and toxic materials like nickel and cobalt. EVs are expensive because batteries are expensive. You know, cost competitiveness is a critical factor in market adoption. And the existing battery manufacturing process is super complex and time-consuming with high carbon emissions. Here's the solution. We are working on a carbon coating LMFP battery manufacturing technology to solve those challenges. We have optimized the supply chain by eliminating the use of nickel and cobalt, instead incorporating cheaper materials like iron phosphate and manganese that are widely available. This is a breakthrough technology for battery cost reduction in terms of making EVs more affordable. And we also have a sustainable manufacturing approach to reduce carbon emissions and speed up the manufacturing. On the left side, you can see that the conventional battery process has to go through numerous steps, and typically it takes more than 24 hours to put a battery together, which is more complex. And on the right side, you can see Blaze Power's LMFP cathode manufacturing process, which is more efficient. We've reduced the number of steps as well as cheaper raw materials. And the advantages are fivefold. Number one, we've got a sustainable supply chain by eliminating toxic and high-risk materials. We have integrated low-risk supply chain materials that are cheaper to source, easier to manufacture, and easier to recycle. Number two is we are focused on carbon emission reduction by almost threefold. So this is a super efficient process. Even the batteries, when they age, it's easier to recycle the batteries and they last a lot longer. So if you're conventional Tesla, if you have to get the battery replaced in about 8 to 10 years, these batteries go on for about 15 to 20 years. These batteries are also very safe. The thermal runaway occurs when the batteries catch fire, if it's too hot outside or if it's too cold in extreme temperatures. But the thermal runaway for iron-based cathodes is almost 50% higher than conventional NMC batteries. These batteries also have an improved lifespan, so they last 90% longer than conventional batteries. And when we talk about energy density, there's no compromise in terms of energy density. These batteries last as much as the conventional nickel and cobalt-based batteries. And if you can compare both the batteries side by side, let's say if we have to put a battery in Tesla Model 3 today, in terms of range, there's no compromise. The weight is almost equal. The thermal temperature, the batteries are more safer at higher temperature. It has higher safety, better fast charging, lasts more longer in terms of cycles, and the cost of EV goes down by about $7,000 to $8,000, which is a lot, about 20% cost reduction. And a go-to-market strategy is to launch with passenger and commercial EVs, as we were talking about autonomous vehicles before, and then expand into OEMs, energy storage systems, grids, government and public sectors, etc. The target market is huge. As we know, after the IRA, there's been a flux of capital going into the clean energy sector, and a revenue opportunity is $500 million about 5 to 10 years from now. And if we talk about the roadmap to commercialization, we've been working on the seed stage, setting up the plant. In a couple of years from now, we'll be aiming for a Series A, which is going to be about $25 million to set up a small manufacturing plant. And then we are also working on a commercial scale plant or getting into a partnership with one of the existing manufacturers. And we are accelerating innovation with collaborative partnerships. We've been through the UCLA Anderson Venture Accelerator Program, UChicago's Polsky Center Research Program. We've had LOIs and partnership with some of the manufacturers. And we also have national recognition and press release. So our team was the only team from UCLA to represent at the Rice Business Plan competition, which is the biggest startup competition in the world. And we've also participated in Princeton Tiger Launch, winner of the Easton Cross-Campus Innovation Challenge, also winner of the Department of Energy's Energy Tech Up. We've also completed Department of Energy's Cradle to Commerce program in summers this year at the Lawrence Berkeley Lab. I want to thank you. If you have any questions, I'll be around during the networking lunch. Thank you so much for your time and appreciate it.
The students, they're in. Excellent. Sagar, thank you very much. And the final innovation challenge, as I mentioned, was a brand new one this year, focused on generative AI. And the winning team was Rupia AI, and Manish will give a review of that.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone. I am Manish Singh with my partner Shom Sarkar. We are founders of Rupia AI. We are solving one of the biggest challenges in emerging markets, which is lack of access to credit for small and medium businesses. We'll be focusing on India as our primary market. So the goal here is to democratize lending so that even the smallest businesses can have access to capital and they can thrive in that environment. A little bit about me. I currently work for a hedge fund. I did my undergrad in computer science, and I graduated from UCLA with a master's in financial engineering. Previously, I worked on the securitization desk at Morningstar. My partner Shom, who is here with us, He's pursuing his MBA at Anderson, and he has 17 plus years of experience at Easton, leading people, product, and technologies. So let's look at the problem. India has 64 million SMEs, out of which the credit penetration is barely 14%. Compare that with China, which is at 37%, and in the States, it is at 50%. This creates a huge barrier and an opportunity for us. Now, because of this low credit penetration, SMEs have very high borrowing cost, they have stringent collateral requirements, and they have high rejection rates. There is a special entity called NBFC, think of them as banks, who serve these SMEs, a special class. Now, these banks don't have the infrastructure and technology to fulfill these needs, and that's where we come in. Let's look at the solution. So we at Rupya AI, we are designing an AI-powered credit risk assessment tool, which will provide a pseudo-credit score, automated underwriting of loans, continuous risk monitoring, and regulatory compliance. We'll be in partnership with banks and will provide customized solutions to these SMEs, helping them with their working capital requirements. Based on our simulations, we believe we'll be able to reduce the operational cost for lenders by 40% and the borrowing cost for SMEs by 30%. That's our impact. Now let's look at the technology that is powering this. We'll be processing both the data sets, the financial instruments, financial documents, as well as non-financial signatures. We have, in our engine, we have two models, the risk model and the underwriting model. Let me simplify it for you. So the risk model has an ensemble training, which is sort of an average voting mechanism. Its purpose is to reduce any bias in the data and reduce any fraud or outliers in the financial statements. As a result, we get a robust Rupya score. On the other side is the underwriting model. It has reinforcement learning, which basically every time we lend a loan, we track its performance and we learn from the behavior how the loan is doing in the markets. And this is our architecture. Let's look at our go-to-market strategy. So we'll be partnering with banks who are part of the open banking system. Now, open banking system is a concept recently introduced by Reserve Bank of India, wherein you can access consumers' data with their consent on this platform. Our goal is initially to reach to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities because that's where we believe credit is required the most and it's most difficult to get. Finally, these are our suite of products and this is how we'll monetize. So product one is the risk analysis tool, which will provide as a software as a service business. Product two is the loan underwriting, where we'll have the profit sharing model built in. And product three is the bond securitization. Now, bond securitization is interesting, which might remind you of the 2008. But in this, we will take all the loans that we have issued, we'll package them, and we'll create investment-grade bonds for the investors. Thus, we become an end-to-end debt management company. Now, what you see on the bottom is the timeline of the launch of our products. These products feed into our revenue streams. And since we are a software as a service company, we are an asset-light business. Our break-even is in 1.5 years. The goal here is simple. We want to service 1 million SMEs. We want to provide, out of this, 100,000 will be women-owned, and we'll be adding $10 billion of economic value in the next decade, while maintaining 35% profit margin. That's Rupya for you. Thank you.